Voluntary control on breathing. If you observe the voluntary control on the process of breathing, that means the respiratory center has a connection with the cerebral cortex. As now only we have observed the diagram related to the human brain, have an forebrain. In forebrain, there is a presence of cerebrum, and cerebrum have cerebral cortex related to the motor activities. Motor means voluntary activities, which helps for voluntary changes in our pattern of breathing. This voluntary control on breathing is protective because it helps us to prevent the entry of water or irritating gases from the ear into the lungs. But the ability to stop the breathing is also have a limit. By the buildup of CO2 level inside the blood, the voluntary control on breathing can be stopped by the involuntary centers present into the middle oblongata. So only it happen. Yes, it's okay. We can control our breath for certain time, but not beyond that. After certain limit, automatically our breath is get started. So beyond the limit, we can't stop our breath. Modified respiratory movement. Some respiratory movement are different from the normal movements of respiration, and these movements are helpful to express our emotions. Like you know very well, when you have an emotional disturbances, the rate of breathing may get increases. When you are angry, your breathing rate is get increased. When you have some emotions related to the sadness, you are crying, at that time also the rate of breathing is get changed. As well as it is also helpful to clear the air passage of respiratory system. Of these movements, some may be reflexes or some may be initiated by the voluntary activity. Some may be the reflexes, like you can observe the coughing up is an reflex action. Yawning is also reflex action, but the process of coughing and yawning, it may be initiated voluntarily also. So these are the modified respiratory movements. Common disorders of respiratory system. In that common disorders of respiratory system, we are going to study in the form of symptoms of the disease, cause of the disease, and treatment to that disease. We'll study about that thing in a next lecture.